Hello everyone. Today I'm going to teach you how to make chicken 65 from scratch. You can always use a boxed mix like this one. It says chicken 65 masala. It's pretty much any brand that you see on the store. You can pick it up and follow the boxed directions in the back. But today I'm going to teach you to make from scratch, which is very yummy. And I have about 3 pounds of chicken thighs. You can use boneless if you're using it as an appetizer, but this I'm going to have it with biryani as a meal. So I have it boned and it tastes very well, okay? And each piece I'm going to chop into about 4 pieces. So they are pretty small, and I have my cutting board ready. And if you are ever wondering what this is for, this is to sharpen your knives, okay? Anytime your knives get dull, please go ahead and use this to sharpen. Run it through and your knives will be sharpened. So the puzzle is out of what is this used for, okay? And my cutting board is always a glass one, not a plastic or a wood, because I feel the pieces may get ingrained into the wood or the plastic and have food contamination. This glass one, I throw it into my dishwasher and it gets sanitized very well. And of course your knives will get a little dull, so that's why I keep sharpening them. But health wise, this is the best route to go. So once your chicken is chopped, I will marinate with some salt and a lime. Okay, half a piece is good enough, but if you like it more tart, then add extra. And these are my ingredients. I have 1 egg, which will help soften up the meat, and I have 2 tablespoons of chickpea flour, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. I have 1 teaspoon or tablespoon of Kashmiri red peppers, chili powder actually. This will enhance the color. You don't have to add any extra food coloring, which could be toxic for you. So I prefer to go with Kashmiri red chili powder, and this is cayenne chili powder. I have some fennel powder that I ground at home. A little bit, this small discolored portion is cumin powder, like 1/8 teaspoon. That could be optional. And then I have half a teaspoon of turmeric powder and 2 teaspoons of homemade garam masala powder. And all these ingredients will go into the marinade, and you can marinate it for 30 minutes or more in the refrigerator. If you're doing it on the surface, just 30 minutes is good. If you're going to use it some other time, then you can put it in the fridge and let it marinate till you're ready to cook, but not for more than 8 hours, okay? And once that passed, if you want to save it or preserve it for later, you can just throw it in a Ziploc bag into the freezer, okay? And these 2 items, the curry leaf and the green chili, get thrown into the oil in the end, okay? It is basically to add color and flavor. It tastes very well, and the whole marinated chicken will get deep fried in oil, and it is the best accompaniment to any dish, any meal, especially to make it fancy on a festive occasion, for like a chicken biryani or a mutton biryani or goat biryani, okay? And definitely don't forget your salt, okay? So let's go ahead and chop up our meat. I'm going to cut through and trim some fat, and then we will marinate it for 10 minutes with the lime and salt, and then add the other marinades. So here I've chopped up all my meat, my chicken, and I've tried to remove as much as possible the fat. There's still some here. So use chicken thighs and not chicken breasts, because chicken thighs adds more flavor. But if you're health conscious, go ahead and use chicken breast, okay? For appetizer, that's the best. But for now, with the meal, this one is ready to go. And always sanitize your space and your counter and your sink and your knives, or throw it all in the dishwasher, the knives and all. But the rest of this, just go ahead, use an antibacterial, whatever you have at hand, okay? And definitely sanitize your sink and your counters, and be safe. I'm going to rinse my meat once more and add salt and lime juice and let it sit for 10 minutes. So my meat has been marinating with the lime and salt. I added about 2 tablespoons of freshly ground ginger and garlic paste, and my 1 egg, which is going to soften the meat. And I have 2 tablespoons of chickpea flour and cornstarch to basically bind the masalas together and not disintegrate into the oil while deep frying, and also this to help to crisp up the chicken 65. But don't be tempted to add more because it'll become too thick a coating, and it'll be more like a pakoda or a bhaji, a fritter. We don't want a fritter. We want to taste the chicken. And some of them will add yogurt, plain yogurt instead of lime, or they will add lime and the yogurt, but I do not, because that will actually make your chicken 65 to stick at the bottom of the pot while you're deep frying. So avoid that. And now we're going to incorporate all our masalas and the powders into the chicken and marinate for 30 minutes to an hour. Okay, mix it all together. Okay, so my meat is all mixed up, my chicken ready to fry once it's marinated for half an hour. I reserved my green chilies, curry leaves, and a lime, half a lime for garnish later. So let's just put a lid and let it sit for half an hour. Then we'll get to deep fry them in hot oil. My chicken has been marinating for more than half an hour. I have hot oil going. Once the oil is heated, we will fry our chicken, and right when it's about to come off the stove, we will add some green chili and the curry leaf. All the powders got mixed in a little bit, and then we'll drain it on paper plates and serve it hot. Okay, always do a fry test. Right now looks like there was some moisture in the pan, and I have my spoon rest with my slotted spoon to remove it. Keep everything ready. So once you start frying, you actually lower the heat to a medium high. Don't do it on high, otherwise the chicken won't get cooked inside. Okay, so be very patient with yourself. So let's do a small test with some liquid or the masala. The oil is ready, so lower the heat slightly and start adding your, give it a stir. Give it a good stir and start adding your chicken. Little at a time, gentle, with hot oil, so be very careful. Spread it out and do not disturb it. Okay. This is going to be so yummy. So we will just let it cook on one side and then flip it and cook it on the other side. You may be tempted to just dive in and mess with it, plus please don't. Let it do its thing, and then you can flip it out. Chicken 65 is done on one side. Let's go ahead and flip it and let it cook on the other side, and then we are ready to pull it out. So my chicken fried up well, both sides are done, and I added some curry leaves and the green chilies towards the end. So that's only done right when you're about to take it off, otherwise it will get burnt. And then drain it on paper towels. Okay, and your chili chicken 65 is done. I roasted some ahead, so I have some more batches to finish. Let me plate it all out and show you. So here's my chicken 65 all plattered up. You can serve it with some lemon wedges. You can serve it with regular meal or with biryani, and an appetizer anytime you want. But it tastes good by itself. You don't need any sauces or anything to go with it. So enjoy chicken 65.